Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with another Oracle Tarot deck review and a flip through. And today we are reviewing and flipping through the Soul's Journey lesson cards, a 44 card deck and guidebook by James Van Prague or Pra. I'm sure I'm not going to say that right. #1 New York Times best-selling author. Now, I do want to say that I have decided that this will probably be the last Oracle Tarot card review and flip through that I'll be doing on the channel. I'm not planning on doing it moving forward into 2022. That may change as we go along, but I do have a second channel that I'll be starting in 2022. Shh. You're the first to hear that, which I will be announcing here in the next week or so. So I'm really working to streamline the videos on this channel. So I don't know that I will be doing this. Actually, right now, I will not be doing this moving forward into 2022. But let's go ahead and get into it. So a Soul's Journey lesson cards. They come in a beautiful, beautiful solid box. And we're going to go ahead and set that up right over here. Sturdy box. I always keep my cards, for the most part, in the boxes. Comes with a guidebook, and the guidebook is pretty thick. It's pretty thorough. The guidebook does have how to work with the Soul's Journey lesson cards here. It does have how to clear the cards, how to consecrate the cards, lots of information, get to know the cards, shuffle the cards, deal your soul spread. So has 1 card spread ideas, 3 card spread ideas, multi-card spread ideas. So the guidebook does have a lot. And then it goes into the meanings of each card if you use the guidebook for the meanings, or for a lot of us, we just read intuitively, so we don't really use that a whole lot, but it is definitely nice to have a nice guidebook to kind of give us guidance or support when we're learning new cards, or if we're not really tuned in or full on using the connection or intuition just yet. It's all good. And then it has an about the author area and about the artist area, and the artist for these is Charlotte Backman. So beautiful deck. We're guidebook and deck. We're gonna go ahead, and this is what the back of the cards look like. They also do have some gold gilding or gilded edges. I believe that's what it's called. Now these cards they have a lot of wear where the gilding or the golding on the sides has worn off. These are probably some of the first decks. Well, not probably. They are one of the first couple of decks that I got about 10 years ago. So I really, really love this deck. Again, this is the back. So we're going to go ahead and flip through the cards now. And then we'll pick to read from the guidebook what the card meanings mean. Now, these cards do have a beautiful, beautiful image on each card. There's different coloring with each card. There is a kind of larger focus word and then some information down below it. So this is courage. These are not in any specific order. The next one is worry. Now you see that these are 2 purple cards, both with different imagery and the imagery, but the background color is similar. To me, this indicates that, you know, it kind of comes, you have courage and you have worry, the 2 sides of the spectrum, right, of the kind of emotions or feelings or what have you. I really, really love these cards. I use these cards super often, and they are kind of lifesavers in a sense, in when I am really feeling like maybe I'm not super sure kind of what's going on, or I'm a little beside myself. I might pull a card from here for some guidance or some insight. The next card we have here is surrender. Hopefully you can see that clearly. Perseverance, again with a purple here background. Service, failure. Now, if you watch the readings on the channel, you've probably seen some of these cards. Grief, freedom, judgment, trust, blame, humor. See, there's a little Buddha in there. Envy, death, doubt, denial. We're going to put denial aside. Empathy, regret, pride, peace. I think we're going to put peace aside also. Balance, change, abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Aren't they just beautiful? I really, really love these cards. These are some of my favorite cards. Relationships, loneliness, guilt, kind of chaotic there, health, imagination, indecision, happiness, growth, honesty, patience, friendship, gratitude, love, success, forgiveness, self-esteem, adversity, purpose, fear, discipline, and acceptance. What a beautiful card to kind of end on, the acceptance card. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. I love these cards. These are kind of my go-to cards for emotion, for actually kind of tuning in to what may be going on underneath the surface that I might not be really tuned into or connected with. They're just gorgeous cards that I reach for very, very often. And as I said, I've had them for over 10 years for sure. They were one of my first several decks that I've had. So over 10 years, they're still in gorgeous shape. Of course, I don't use them every day. I don't use them for readings every day. But I do reach for them very, very often, still in great shape. So I love that. Let's go ahead and read from the guidebook the two that we kept out. We kept out the denial card. In denial, it says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Isn't that gorgeous? Now you see that, again, it does have images on each card, and there is some coloring in the background. A larger kind of identifying word, and then some other wording that kind of gives you almost a mantra or an affirmation. Now, what you can do with these cards, which I love so much, is you can tune into the feelings or the knowings that come through when you look at the imagery, and also the coloring that's associated. The thing that I do find a little bit funny, and of course I don't put the tarot and the oracle together, but is the blame card is this is very almost, it's very colorful. It's got a lot of different design, but the background color is yellow. And isn't that funny? Because in tarot, yellow is happiness and joy and kind of brightness and sunlight, that sort of thing. So I've stuttering a bit there. I've always found it a little bit interesting that the background color of this one, of course, oracles and tarot are different, but and this one says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. But I've always, I noticed the colors, I noticed the background and the imagery, and I've always just found that very interesting. So let's go ahead and look in the book for denial. So I'm going to hold the card up, and I'm going to read what the guidebook says regarding denial. So denial: I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. It is time to open up and be completely honest with yourself. At this present moment, buried feelings and resentments do not die. They merely fester and cause dis-ease. Only by bringing them to the surface and examining them in the light of day with love and compassion will you banish them from your life. It may bring you pain and heartache to reflect upon these situations again, but you are only giving them power by suppressing them. The dangerous seeds of denial will grow and spread and manifest unless you uproot them, examine them, and release them. This is the only way to become whole and healthy. Learn not to bury painful emotions in the first place. Deal with them as they come, and take all the time you need to neutralize them without hiding them. Your soul wants to live honestly and authentically in the now. Don't hinder it by placing emotional landmines on its path. Wow, so that's beautiful and insightful for this card here. I love that. Now let's go ahead. The other card that we kept out is peace. So let me find that in the guidebook here. The guidebook, by the way, does go in alphabetical order, so it's very, very easy to use, easy to look at. Actually, if I'm being honest, this is the first time I've really actually looked at the guidebook, and I'm finding it insightful. So, all right, and the next card here is peace, and it says, I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. This is a gentle reminder that balance in the mind is imperative in order for your soul to live its true nature. At this time in your life, you are to learn the value of peace and quiet and the joy of being still. One can never be truly connected to the source when the mind is engaged with unneeded chatter. Look around your life and be conscious of what elements are taking you away from the peaceful nature of your soul. Who or what is interrupting the solitude? It is time to reconcile past hurts and perceived injustices. Your peace may also be fostered by changing your outside view. Create harmony around you physically with order and calm. Trust the voice of your higher self to create an environment in which you can truly be in tune with your soul. So beautiful. It shows an image of the card there as well. Again, these are super gorgeous cards. I love these cards. These are cards that I have had for quite some time. I reach for them often, not always, but often. And yeah, so hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into the soul's journey lesson cards. Now, these aren't even called really an oracle deck or a tarot deck. They're called lesson cards, so life lessons basically. And it's just a beautiful deck. I do intend that this helped you if you are looking for a deck for yourself or a deck to give somebody as a gift, and that this gave you some insight into the cards and kind of how they could work for you within your own life. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.